Hello, and welcome to the Create Better Health Physical Activity course. This episode is over the topic of aerobic activity. This is presented by the Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District. Starting off, what is aerobic activity? So aerobic activity is pretty much any sort of activity that keeps you moving, where you are engaging any of your large muscle groups and you have some sort of movement that is somewhat continuous. The goal is to get your heart rate up, because if you have your heart rate up, that makes your heart work a little bit harder, your lungs work a little bit harder, and that overall helps build up your heart health and has a lot of different benefits. Aerobic activity includes a large variety of different sorts of physical activity. So really any sort of activity where your heart is bumping a little bit more than usual, that will generally be considered aerobic activity. And there are also different degrees of it. Some simple examples that might be easier to do would be something like arm circles, bending up and down, or sitting down and standing up. Dancing, any sort of group exercise class typically will include some sort of aerobic activity, as well as, of course, things like running or brisk walking can all be considered aerobic activity. So some immediate benefits of aerobic activity are things like having less stress, anxiety, and tension, as well as healthier blood pressure. Typically, you'll have more energy as well as sleep better. Some long-term benefits is having a lowered risk of getting certain serious illnesses like diabetes, as well as other illnesses that relate to your heart. It also can help keep your brain, heart, and lungs healthier. Other long-term benefits is slowed or reduced weight gain, healthy weight maintenance, having a lower risk of and injury from falls, as well as better bone health and generally overall better quality of life. Some ways to increase your daily activity are to move around your space, stretch and flex, have a little bit of a dance party, and doing simple movements when you watch TV. There are a lot of different ways to do aerobic activity, whether it's you taking a longer amount of time to walk to your destination because you parked further away, doing stretches while you're sitting or laying down, having a short dance break, or just generally moving around your space. There are a lot of different ways to incorporate physical activity that aren't all as strenuous or as time consuming as most people typically think. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. Our next episode is going to be over the topic of strength training.